The next speaker is the founding member and COO at Velas. She's a part also of the Forbes 30 under 30. Please welcome Shirly Valge. The one back there. Or if you want, like this.
It's working.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shirley, and I'm COO at Velas, as mentioned, at our headquarters in Zug, Switzerland, not far away. And yeah, I'm here to talk about Velas, which is currently the world's fastest EVM chain. EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine, so we're Ethereum compatible. We got founded 2019 as a separate standing entity, but we're a spin-off of world's first and largest crypto payment processing platform, Coin Payments, from 2013. So our founder and the former CEO and founder of Coin Payments with the team saw what are the complexities and what are the bottlenecks by integrating all hundreds, thousands of different digital assets to the Coin Payments platform with different underlying protocols. And another huge challenge was how to solve the blockchain trilemma, which consists of security, decentralization, and scalability. And our initial thesis was applying artificial intuition on the consensus, on delegated proof-of-stake consensus. So we started the research end of 2018, early 2019. And this is where the Velas name derives from, Virtual Expanding Learning Autonomous System. So after 1.5 years of research and training neural networks, we in between changed the strategy because the technology is already extremely complicated for normal, regular users that are technically not savvy to use. So we shifted the strategy and we did a research of what are the best technologies out there right now and then how to make them better. So we found the Solana team when they were not publicly well known yet, and they had pretty much reached what we had in our vision. So Solana, being currently the fastest in terms of the transaction finality, being 1.2 seconds, has the largest transaction throughput, being 75,000 transactions per second, and this is only limited by hardware. And being extremely efficient and secure, we picked that as code base, as this technology was open sourced, and we could build it further. So what was missing was the Ethereum compatibility. And why Ethereum? Because it's where the biggest liquidity is, the biggest selection of white label open source tools that projects need, that teams need, so that they don't have to build their solution from scratch, but they can use something that is already available in the Ethereum ecosystem, as well as the biggest selection of developer skill set is available in the Ethereum ecosystem. So we decided to combine these two from both best worlds and ease the technology. So we also developed some in-house products in between for retail use cases, like social platforms. So we just launched a beta version of decentralized social media platform called BitOrbit, which is also featuring NFT sales, and we just recently outsourced it to an external team to make it even more successful. And we also built a Velas account, which is a identity and access management solution for Web3 solutions. So instead of having to store your seed phrase or private keys, you can just log into Web3 applications using your biometrics. And we have other external teams that developed decentralized digital identity solutions and digital signatures solutions. So different applications as well as wallets, and it's all open source, non-custodial. And these are the parameters of our chain. So as mentioned, the transaction throughput is highly scalable, and it's only limited by the hardware. So with the better hardware like GPU, CPU transaction acceleration, you're able to reach even higher throughput. As the most important thing we added is the compatibility with Ethereum, which was missing in the Solana ecosystem. And this all is on layer 1, meaning it's completely independent from Solana or from Ethereum. So whatever happens there, if the network is out, Velas is still running, and we haven't had any outages since inception of the chain. And our next milestone in the roadmap is full cross-chain compatibility. This is where the whole industry is moving towards to. So currently the ecosystems are all operating in silos rather than having a universal, united ecosystem. And I would bring an analogy from metaverse, as it becomes the cornerstone of every brand. And let's imagine you want to access a brand's metaverse, and you want to do that in one browser between different dApps rather than having to open different web browser for each brand's metaverse. So this is what we're also essentially trying to solve in the blockchain space, having all the different ecosystems on one chain, and Velas is trying to unite it. So after the Ethereum compatibility, we're also coming out with Bitcoin compatibility and with all the main other protocols, so that they will be able to leverage on the same performance we're offering. And not to mention the transaction fees, which are extremely low. So this is called Velas Freedom, the transaction fee flexibility. So having a business, we believe that instead of blockchains, we're now competing with centralized cloud application data storage solutions like AWS and Google Firebase. So the users don't have to pay for reading the data, and this should be the same in the Web3. So in Velas Ecosystem, you have an option to set up your own node and subsidize the transaction fees, which is 1 million transactions for $10. So currently, transaction fees are nearly zero. And they could be zero, but we need to incentivize the decentralized distributed network to keep running their nodes and receiving rewards. And there is an option to add your margin on top of the transaction fees, or having them as normal as currently the near zero fees. So this adds a lot to the user experience and accessibility. So whenever a user processes a transaction, they don't need to hold any underlying asset, as it is the case in Ethereum ecosystem or with any other token launched on Ethereum ecosystem. So this problem is also solved for the easy user adoption. And these are current numbers in the Velas ecosystem. So we have launched our grant program 1.5 years ago. So the grant program is to attract developers and teams to build on Velas chain. We're helping with the technical integration, also giving them some hand-holding and customized technical support, financing, and marketing support, or connecting with VCs, helping them to raise funds if needed. And we're also setting up our ecosystem investment fund. So these the difference between the grant program and investment fund is the grant funds can be used only for the technical deployment, and the investment ecosystem fund helps with the whole business processes. And coming back to the performance, then sorry that I'm not following the slides precisely, but here is a little comparison to make it more simple with other bigger networks like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon. So you see the difference in transaction fees and the transaction finality. So in terms of Polygon or Ethereum, where the finality in the actual blockchain can take up to 30 minutes, in Velas and Solana, it's 1.2 seconds, meaning transaction gets registered in the blockchain immediately. And this is important when we speak about gaming or in high-frequency transactions. So these are the technologies. So enabling more developers to build on Velas, we have adopted different coding languages, Solidity, C++, Rust, and enabling easier access and bigger network from Ethereum coming to Velas. So we're tapping more into the Velas Ethereum ecosystem rather than competing with Solana. And this is our little slide about the team. So when we started off with Velas, it was like 3+ people, including myself. So I started as a project lead, and now I'm a board member, COO at our headquarters. We have offices in Dubai. We had a development team in Kiev that is now distributed around the world, and headquarters in Zug, and marketing team across the globe. So it's now over 100 people, as well as we recently acquired a metaverse development team that has already built a ready metaverse solution that different brands can adjust for themselves and for their own needs. GP NFTs. We also launched our biggest partnership early this year with Ferrari, and this entails the F1 team as well as their esports gaming division and car manufacturing division. It's a multi-year partnership. If you might have seen F1, maybe you have noticed Velas logos on the back wing and on the helmets and race suit. And this is not only sponsorship, it's also partnership. We're building out their digital solutions based on Web3, starting off with the NFTs, fan tokens, Ferrariverse, and system of records on the supply chain. And this is now what we're shifting more. So rather than aiming the retail market, as it was the case first years, we're now targeting the corporates and brands. So after the Ferrari announcement, we were reached out by different brands and associations to also develop a strategy for them, for their NFTs, metaverses. So now we are also in contact with different energy companies and bigger corporates to leverage the blockchain technology and improve their business processes. And a little bit more about the partnerships. So we also launched a node in the space with the space chain. First light node launched with the SpaceX January, and November we're sending a full node to space. And this is within the mission of having a fully distributed space network by 2025. So basically, the idea is that eventually, currently it's just a marketing stunt, but you're able to sign transactions and mint NFTs with the space node. Eventually, if you have a fully distributed space network, you're completely independent of the bandwidth on here, and with the satellite allowing phones or devices, you're able to process transactions using the space network. And we're also partnered with crypto bank SEBA. We're currently onboarding on Signum, so they will provide Velas custody and staking, and whoever is interested in further details or building on Velas or getting more information, we have also brokerages in place with Swiss blockchain. And feel free to contact me right thereafter or via our email and social channels. So maybe if someone has questions, then I'm also happy to answer those. No questions? Anyone?
Thank you, Shirly.